This episode is sponsored by Moonlight Liquor, located 265 North Moonlight Road, Gardner, Kansas. Open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Moonlight Liquor is the biggest around with a square footage of 10,000 feet. They carry 48 cooler doors full of domestic and imported beer, a huge craft selection, including local breweries, also accessible through the walk-in cooler. They carry a wide selection of domestic and imported wines, including local wineries and an organic and sustainable wine selection. And of course, a massive selection of spirits in the course.
And for you cigar fans, like myself, Moonlight Liquor has a walk-in humidor that carries a nice variety of over 30 cigar brands. With that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast. Mark, how are we doing?
We're all good, man.
Did you work at the studio today?
Yeah, I was there for a bit.
How come my banner's not up on the wall?
Ah, crap, I keep forgetting about it. I even thought about it before we left home the second time to come back. I was like, I need to grab the banner. And I thought you would have reminded me.
Well, you know what? I was going to remind you, but then...
And then you chose to just wait till we got to the studio so you can, during the show, say, hey, you forgot this instead of just telling me.
No,
that's what parents do.
Yeah, right?
It wasn't a setup.
It was 100% a setup.
Setup! Chris, get off your phone and pay attention to the show. Or I'm going to take your damn phone. But you know that's the only computer we have out there, so we need it. So pay attention. Because Mark was out there last week on the last show, and he had a good view, and he said everything looked good. So don't be trying to hide behind the computer, because I can see you. All right? What?
You. That's all I need to say to explain what I'm feeling.
Okay.
Jeez,
this time I didn't bring you a Sprite to make you happy.
Yeah.
So, real quick, everyone out there in the world that I'm being watched and listened to, please, when you have time, please subscribe, like everything you see. Go on to YouTube. You can find us on YouTube at The Big Modcast, 3 words, The Big Modcast. You can also find us on Apple and Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Pretty much easy. Like I said, it's just 3 words, The Big Modcast. You type that in, you'll see it. You'll see us. Please like, subscribe, become a member of our family. I would appreciate it if you guys would do that. And please, people, we have T-shirts for sale. That's a better view there. If you for $15, that's it. $50, everything goes to the show. And then we'll also have these koozies made. Have somebody making these for us. Not sure how much I'm going to sell them for yet. I may give them away. I may sell them. Hell, I don't know. They could be prizes. Do you have?
I spilled on myself.
You have a drinking problem.
It's very much so. Yeah, but please, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe, like everything you see, everything you watch. I would appreciate it. And you can also find us on Instagram at The Big Modcast. Just 1 word. And if you could join us and follow. That's the word. So, Mark, I don't know if you know this, but I had a little procedure done last week. I'm not going to talk about what kind of procedure I had, but you people out there can kind of guess because I was fully sedated.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was kind of cool, though. The sedation. You've been sedated, right? Yeah. You fall asleep and you just wake up and it's like cool. So, anyway, so on that day, Chris, no H. I mean, no, what? Oh yeah, Chris, no H. Yeah, he was my chauffeur for the day. So he took me, picked me up. I was really, really out of it. Get home, and we had to take some stuff to your sister to the high school.
Oh
right?
my God.
Yeah. And so we had sandwiches and stuff like that she had for her volleyball team. So I couldn't drive.
Okay.
I couldn't drive. And so Chris, my chauffeur for the day, took me. So we went and delivered this stuff to Ileana. This is probably, what time was that, Chris? Was it about noon or no? It's actually 2:40 when they got out of school, right? Because we got right into the traffic, which is dumb to do. And then,
fault. Chauffeur's fault.
Yeah, and then so at 5:00, I had to go meet up with Ileana at her volleyball game. She had a volleyball game out in Bonner Springs, and so I was like, man, you know what?
Tell me so I can go watch.
Okay, you know what? We still have games.
Okay.
I will let you know. But I was still sedated. I was still a little bit high or a little bit sleepy, and I said, "Hey, Chris," I said, "Let's go." He's like, "Where?" I said, "Your sister has a volleyball game. I need you to take me to the volleyball game." And then he says, "Be careful."
Like you didn't know that he was supposed to take you because you're still.
Oh yeah. Oh no. You know what?
medicated?
Because he said, "Dad, you're not supposed to drive," and I said, "You're right. Let's go." And then that's when he said, "Be careful."
Did you really?
Yes, but he's playing up his sedation.
What do you mean?
How?
You were not like out of it or drowsy. You slept after it, and
I know.
you were completely lucid. You were not like as if you got your.
I know, but I wasn't supposed to drive for like 2 days.
Nah.
You're just gonna let Dad take that risk?
Well, during the whole thing, I was constantly just watching him through Find My.
So you follow?
Yes, I watched.
Go ahead.
So you watched where he was in location, but
No, I didn't go with them.
that's
I'm only
where.
gonna spend 3 hours out in Bonner Springs.
I know, and then I had to drive way out to Bonner Springs.
Oh, I see.
So
So you made him drive another 30 minutes out to Bonner Springs from where he was while heavily medicated.
Again, he was not heavily medicated. He was completely.
He was
fine.
he was heavily medicated that day.
I was. When I got there, I forgot where I was. I just pulled up to the school, and I was like, "What the heck am I doing here?"
That's messed up.
Yes, Chris.
I doubt that's the medication. More just your Alzheimer's.
Dang, dude.
All right, Chris. Thanks for bringing that up.
Jeez.
Oh yeah. And then the other thing, your dog last week, Marcos and I walk into the house. So you know my dog Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Little puppy.
Yeah, the little puppy. Yeah.
Yeah. So we walk into the house. What's it called, the foyer? Is that what that? Right when you walk
Foyer.
into
Foyer.
foyer, foyer,
Front entrance.
48,
Foyer.
foyer, for real,
For real.
foyer. Anyway, walk in. He hears us coming, so he likes to greet us at the door. Comes flying down the steps, bumps into us. Well, and he's 80 pounds, so he hits us. Both of us, we're both like trying to stand
Buckled our
up straight.
knees.
I had a 44-ounce drink from Quick Trip. He headbutts it right out of my hand.
Oh man.
Everything spills. Oh my God. I was so pissed.
That was so funny.
I was like, you seriously? And this guy's laughing like,
It was
and then
funny.
it was funny. And then you didn't even feel sorry for me. You went straight downstairs to your room. And I had to clean up my 44-ounce drink that just was all over the floor.
I know I followed him downstairs because you sent him to his kennel.
Boy, I was so pissed. I said, Kennel! All I had to yell was just Kennel.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't his
He's gone.
fault. He ran down the stairs, but since we took out carpeting to the stairs and the hallway leading up, it's all wood floor, so he was just sliding.
It's that
pretty much.
yeah, I just put in a laminated floor.
Uh-huh.
So
So when he runs, he slides.
slides.
You know, so yeah.
he couldn't stop himself.
But I don't even out of the 8-10 steps that we have, I don't think he even touched one. He just dove down to the
Down.
floor, hits the floor, slides right into us, makes a tackle, hits my pop out of my drink out of my hand. Oh, I was so mad.
That was so funny.
Chris, what would you have done?
Like if that was me.
Yeah, if
that
he would
made
have
a
knocked the drink out of your hand.
I would have tried to punish him. If I was with Marcos, he'd be yelling at me how I'm in the wrong here.
Why are you holding your drink at your knees?
Who, me?
Anybody, yeah, man. You hold your drink up here. You don't hold it down there.
That's why mine has a handle.
Yeah. But what? I mean, I had it in my hand. It was fine. But he just knocked it out of my hand. Anyway.
Have a stronger grip.
That's enough. No, I mean, you know what? I had the lid in my hand. I had the lid and the straw still in my hand. The cup was.
But the cup
he
was
cracked it because it was a styrofoam. He cracked it. He cracked it, and it just spilled everywhere. Anyway,
What was that?
that was my notes, for my stories here. Because nowadays I can't keep stuff in my head. I got to write stuff down. Right? We get older, we have to start doing stuff like this.
We do.
I know. Start writing stuff down. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my prima hermana, Sue Garcia. So I like to announce you as Garcia because I did that with Ro and Joe.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, and they like that. They even clapped and they're like, "Yeah." It's Garcia.
I've still been I've been a Garcia for 18 years still,
Yeah.
but I've been married for 18 years too now, so I'm even.
And your last name is now
Jensen.
Jensen,
Not Johnson.
Jensen. Yeah.
Meet Sue Jensen.
Oh yeah. That
Hey,
sounds.
that's Jetson.
But no. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm glad I finally made it.
I know, right? Yeah, I know. I think in the first season we had talked, and you're like, "Oh, if I can get through my busy schedule." I know you're pretty busy. Everybody's, especially during the summer.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's busy.
But what
like-
keeps me busy are my grandkids now.
Yeah,
Going to go watch them play.
yeah. They're doing. They did all this all summer long.
Oh yeah.
They did their sports. And
softball, and now we're into football and soccer and all that fun
who's
stuff.
playing football?
Logan, Aaron's son.
Oh, nice.
He's playing flag, and he was just as upset as Aaron was when he was in second grade. He doesn't get to tackle, so
Oh, that's just right around the corner because your other nieces and nephews, or your great nieces and nephews are all doing that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like Stephanie, the Lackners. I know their boys are playing football
yeah.
now. And I need to come out and watch it. And even Mandy's little boy,
Yeah, Maddox.
Maddox. Yeah, I need to come watch him play. I see all the videos that they put up, and it's pretty cool.
His nickname's Mad Dog. That's what
The
they
Mad Dog.
The Mad Dog.
I like that. That's cool. So how you been? Everything good?
Doing good. Just working, keeping up with everybody.
Yeah.
Keeping up with kids, family, mom, dad.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's what we have to do, right?
Yeah.
Did you have any nicknames growing up?
Susie.
Susie. Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Everybody called me Susie.
Or Susie.
Do you remember Nena used to call us the Popos?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you know that. Yeah,
No,
Nena,
why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was.
Because
Go ahead.
Poncho's nickname was Poncho. Alfonso is his name, but
Yeah.
Poncho is the nickname. She couldn't say Poncho. So there came Popo.
Popo.
So as a group, we were the Popos.
Interesting.
Yeah. Did you know that, Chris?
No.
Yeah. When
Yeah,
she would see
that's
us
right.
coming, look, the Popos are coming.
And it's funny because sometimes my mom says that once in a while,
Yeah.
the popos, or like if there was a party and she'll say, "Were the popos there?" I'm like, "Yeah." So she still calls them. That's right. That's pretty cool. That's funny. How's your summer been?
Good. Just like I
just
said.
like going fast though, right?
Yeah.
I think this
The
summer
year went by fast.
Yeah. The year did. But the summer went by pretty quick because I just like opened the pool. I felt like I opened the pool like a month ago, and then we've already closed it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's October by the time it is October when this comes out. Next Tuesday. So today being Tuesday, October, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, think about that.
yeah, that would be October 4th.
Something like that.
When this episode comes out. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's did you guys make a lot of trips this summer?
No, not really. Not as many as we'd like to make. Like, we still have a lake house.
Okay.
But unfortunately, we haven't been down there probably in about 3 years.
Dang.
So we haven't been going down the way we'd like to anymore. But it's like our grandkids, because we have some in Nebraska. They don't come down anymore. So we usually go up to them now.
Okay.
And then the ones that are here, Aaron, our middle kid,
Yeah.
he's always taking them fishing, and he take Logan hunting, like he goes dove hunting and stuff like that. So it's like they don't really go there to do that. They go other places to do that
Yeah.
stuff. So it's like we don't really use it anymore.
And when was the last time you had all your kids together, all in one room?
Oh my goodness.
Has it been a while? Maybe the holidays or?
Just the other. Danny, when was that?
He's not listening.
Danny, listen. When did we have all the grandkids together? It was. Yeah, Jewel and Courtney were here in August for Paxton's birthday.
Okay.
So it was in August, just this past August. We had all the kids together at one time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but it just depends. Joshua, he has his kids sometimes, not all the time.
Right,
so
yeah. Yeah, so.
we didn't have all 10 of the grandkids together.
Yes, so you guys have 10 grandkids.
We have 10 grandkids. Number 11's on the way.
Who's having another one?
Jewel and Courtney.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're expecting in March.
Nice.
So we're going to have 11 grandchildren.
Dang.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's funny because we started sitting and talking, mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
They have 23 grandchildren,
Jeez.
34 great-grandchildren.
Jeez.
23. 30.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a ton.
My dad always said he wanted a big family. I said, yeah, but Bob, you said you wanted a big family. Now you need a bus.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of bus, yep. Like the trips we used to make back in the day.
Yeah,
When we-
Andy had a
Andy
that
had
bus.
that school. It was a school bus.
It was a school bus. We
You guys
used to
would
go to
go
Perry
on
Lake.
on a school bus?
Yeah,
He just had a school bus?
It was just a school bus.
yep.
And we would all just jump in and make our trips to the lakes. And I
So
think
you
we
guys,
talked
this,
about
this is the Garcia summer camp?
yeah.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, we would go to
I
Perry
don't-
Lake or
We haven't
Pomona
talked
Lake.
about it. I don't remember us talking about
I
it.
thought we talked about it with Roan Joe.
I don't remember talking about it.
Yeah, I remember
School
you,
bus.
Andy, digging a pit and cooking a pig.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't remember that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is pretty crazy because I remember doing that in El Paso. My Uncle Chewy, may he rest in peace. He did that. He was the butcher. He did that for a
Oh,
living.
yeah, that's right. I remember that.
So it was in the, like I said, I was young and he was like out there, and I remember seeing this pig running. Was it a pig or a cow? I don't remember what it was. I think it was a pig. It was running around in the backyard, and then all of a sudden we're eating it.
Oh, cow, that was
Yeah,
quick.
we might have gave it a name.
That's
I
what you
can't
call
remember.
fresh meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, usually they kill it in advance. Like if they kill it the same day, it still takes a minute for like the proper cleaning. Of
I
it.
don't know how that works. We don't care. We just eat it. I mean, come on, people.
You'd have to ask Danny about that stuff because he hunts and he does the deer. He does the old
Does he
dressing,
make does he make beer jerky?
He has it.
Jerky?
He has it
Beef jerky?
processed. He has it processed. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we do deer. Yeah, venison.
Cool. Possum?
No,
Squirrel?
no.
Nothing like that? Doves?
I know
Pigeon?
Danny's done squirrel. I know he's done that.
Really?
I know he's done. Yeah.
He's a hillbilly. Yeah. So, any trips out of town? I mean, when's the last time you guys took a trip out of town? Like, you guys do cruises or anything like that?
No, we've never gone on a cruise. No,
Nor have I. I've never done the cruise.
nope, never done that. The only far places we go is Florida because that's where Jewel lives,
Okay.
and then we go to Arizona because that's where his mom lives. But those are about the only places other than Omaha because that's where Angel and the girls are.
Yeah.
So that's about all we do anymore. I mean, I was talking to Juanita the other day. Well,
Oh, really?
Snapchat or
Okay.
Facebook or whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it. We text a lot back and forth in that. And I told her, I said, hey, our plan is to be in Hawaii in 2 years.
Okay.
So I am planning this. This is on my bucket list.
I know that's cool because we want to do the same thing.
Yeah,
Definitely
that's-
without the kids.
I was about to say, I don't else remember talking about going to Hawaii.
We just took you guys on a family trip to New York City. That's about as far as we're taking you
I
guys.
said without the kids.
I know. I was like, when did you start talking about Hawaii? I don't remember this.
We've
Pretty
been
sure if
empty
it was-
nesters for a long time, and we still haven't really
Gone out, yeah.
like on a cruise or
Something just
just us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that'll
So-
be fun. You guys need to do that.
What are you going to say, Chris?
Getaway. Or what's up, Chris?
I'm pretty sure given a choice between Hawaii and New York, we all would have chosen Hawaii.
Oh yeah, but
But New York's got to be cool.
yeah,
It was all right.
great. It was a
but
good time.
I'd rather be in paradise than New York.
To some people, New York is paradise.
I doubt
Yep, the
anyone
busy
really
life.
believes that.
Surprise.
Yeah. So, when was the last time you've been to El Paso or Mexico?
Oh my
Kids?
God.
When you guys were kids, when we were all kids?
Yeah. I mean, last time I was in El Paso was when my mom's oldest sister died, my tia Tata,
Okay.
and God rest her soul. But that was the last time, and my kids were still pretty young.
Did you take the kids? Do you remember?
No, I
they
actually
stayed-
left them here, and because I flew with my mom to my
Okay.
tia Tata's funeral.
Okay, so that was the last time in El Paso.
I'd say at least 30 years.
Really?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Really?
I haven't been down there in a long time. I really miss it too because I remember a lot of my childhood in Mexico. Because every summer when we were kids, we went to Mexico. We stayed our summer in Mexico with my tia Tata, with your grandma, my tia Manuela, and tia Pechi, tia Petra. We were always down there in Mexico. So our summer, the 4 weeks of the summer break we had, we were in Mexico. So when school was getting ready to start, we came back. Yeah. So I remember a lot of my childhood in Mexico.
That's awesome. So. That's cool. Yeah. We didn't spend, I don't think I've ever spent a night in Mexico. Spent a lot of days there. You know, we'd go but we'd always drive back.
Yeah. Like to the mercados and stuff.
Yeah. The mercados. And of course you got to go get something to eat, do some shopping.
Right.
You know, there was even times when we were in El Paso and my grandma, your tia, she would just take me. Her and I would just go. Take a bus over and spend some time there in Juarez and then come back. I mean, she made it just seem like, you know, it was just a nice little easy trip. And I guess back then maybe it was. It was just
it wasn't as complicated to cross. You could cross a lot easier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty easy back then. I mean, but you know, I was a kid and always came back with a new pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Just
new pair of sandals, a new bracelet. Yeah. I remember my dad, when we were in the car, my dad would just tell him you're U.S. citizens. We would all chime in at the same time. U.S. citizen.
Yeah, or when we just say American. American. Yeah, have you guys ever have to do that?
No.
You guys are usually sleeping when we're making a trip back. But even when these kids were younger, we'd stop there in American.
Where? What are you talking about? We go to El Paso, but we never crossed.
Yeah, well, line. I mean, no, but there was another stop that we'd have to stop coming from El Paso. And
I kind of remember
in New Mexico, you have to stop there, and then it's the Border Patrol. They're there, and they'll stop you, and you know they want to see who's in the car and where you guys. They'll ask where you going, or you know, and then
how long you
have to American. I have to bring out my Southern accent.
America.
Well, if you're in New Mexico, I don't think they have Southern accents in New Mexico.
No, they have a Southern. Yeah, they have Southern accents in Mexico. I don't know.
No, in New Mexico?
Oh, not New Mexico.
I was about to say, yeah.
No, we have Northern accents.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah,
I've actually had Mexicanos tell me that I have a Northern accent when I speak Spanish.
And you're fluent, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When you speak Spanish, do you think you sound really different from the way you speak English? Sometimes I've tried to record myself speaking Spanish, and then you listen.
I don't.
It's just weird. It's a different.
My mom tells me I sound like a güera.
Oh, really?
So you know my mom.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. So I started the episode with introducing you as my prima hermana.
Right.
Right. You know, and I've always looked up to you as a big sister.
Thank you. Well, I've always looked at you, my baby brother too.
Yeah. You know, I was number 5 of that crew.
Yeah.
The 5th boy. And we spent a lot of time together growing up.
Oh, yeah. I remember going over to your guys' house all the time for menudo, for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
For a lot of things, birthday parties, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So, remember going downstairs in the basement playing pool.
Yeah. Pool, the foosball.
Yep, the foosball table. I remember all that stuff.
You remember the go-kart I had?
Yeah. You mean Poncho and Michael and Jerry's and Albert's go-kart?
Yeah, their car. See how that
works? They're playing with their toys.
Yeah, that was one of the toys I could not hide. I had to hide all my other stuff, but that was in the garage. As soon as they would show up, they go straight to the garage because that's where
That's
put gas in it, start it up.
There we go.
Take it to Franklin.
Do you remember how many times we used to skateboard down that hill on
15th
Street?
15th Street.
2 skateboards though.
Right, and then we'd sit and then cross our legs.
Cross our legs together, and we'd come down that hill on 15th Street like that.
Yeah, So we would cross legs. I mean, our legs over their legs, and then we would hold our arms together.
Yeah, like that.
And then so you would lean back to
sideways,
to go one way, and then go. Yeah,
and we used to go down 15th Street that
Some
way.
big hills.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was. How did we even stop?
I don't remember.
You fell off.
I think we just put our feet down, or I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't.
That's why you always had to get new shoes from Mexico because the other ones were ruined.
Right?
I know.
They were down to like the sole from all that grinding.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. So thank you, Sue, for being my big sis back in the day.
Oh, you know, I
I
love you, baby.
appreciate that. You know, thank you. I appreciate that.
It's
And
funny,
then
it's
I
funny
know.
you say that because I hear a lot of stories of like back in high school that you'd be looking out for them too.
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
What class were you?
85.
85. Okay.
So yeah, my freshman year. So wait a minute, 85, 86, graduated, or 84, 85? Because when I was a freshman in 85, you had already.
I was a senior in 85.
You were a senior in 85.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One of the guys, I don't know if you watched the episode from Ed Harmon. One of the guys on the show was an 85 as well. Maybe you know him.
Who was that?
Who was it?
The bigger gentleman, the white gentleman.
I thought he was 80. God, I can't remember his name.
No, he was 85.
85. You're
I don't
right.
know. I'd have to look at
Yeah,
it.
if you look back, he's an 85 as well.
I can't remember his name. But yeah, he came on and he talked to us, and it was cool. That Harmon episode was cool. I was hoping to see you guys.
I don't know what was going on. You know me, something else is always going on. Or
Yeah.
I had planned on doing something and then something else happens. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, dang it, I got to go do this.
Yeah, no, that was a fun episode. Yeah, Ro stopped by, Ro and Adon. Adon's on the episode with us. He talks for a little bit. And Donna and Julie Rocha, they're there. It was a nice little crowd,
Cool.
going in and out. But yeah, if you get a chance, check that episode
gotta
out.
see it.
Check out
Yeah.
the school and a lot of Mr. Daniels. Everybody loved that guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
He was an awesome person, teacher, mentor.
Yeah.
He really was. Yeah, he wasn't just about teaching you what school was about. He was about teaching you about life, what life was about. I'd learned a lot about life through him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an
He
awesome
loved the Garcias. The Garcia
Oh,
name.
yeah.
There was so many that, Garcias that went through the band room.
Oh, yeah. I was a band geek.
Yeah.
So
What did you play?
What didn't I play? No, I'm just kidding. I played the flute and I played the trumpet. And Poncho played trumpet.
Guitar, he did. He did.
Now he
everything.
plays the guitar and
Yeah.
everything. He's mostly always playing his guitar now. And Rachel was the same way. She played a trumpet. She played her violin in the orchestras and all that fun
Oh, she did
stuff.
orchestra as well.
Oh, yeah. She did all that stuff.
And she was in band as well.
She was in band, too. She was
Wow,
in
that's pretty
jazz
cool.
band, orchestra.
So Harmon had a jazz band.
Oh, yeah. We were all in jazz band. Me, Poncho, and Rachel. Yeah, we were all in jazz band.
Man, I didn't know there was a jazz band there. I knew it was a band, marching band. Yeah,
How can you not know that?
I know.
We were awesome.
I know. I mean, I used to hear, but
You probably just thought they were one and the same. That maybe would have happened.
probably back then. Yeah, I wasn't much.
Like you really didn't.
I didn't learn how to play
differentiate
then.
between like the ones at the football game versus ones
I know.
at events.
Did you and Michael graduate at the same time, or was Michael a year before you?
No, Michael was like, what is he?
'Cause I
86.
read, 86.
I'm 89.
Because I'm 85. Oh, dang.
Yeah.
So you graduated.
So I was a freshman. That's what I said. I was a freshman.
Man.
I was a freshman when you were a senior then.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's the year Jewel was born.
85.
89.
Oh, 89. Really?
Yeah. Jewel was born that year.
Oh man. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
So have you already said the complex story of how you're my first cousin on?
we talked about it with Poncho, but if you got a version, you go ahead. Let's explain to the people.
I said, just because I know we were talking about primo hermanos and then your cousins and then all this fun stuff. So you're my second cousin on your mom's side. And you're my first cousin, my dad's side.
Yeah, we just confuse a lot of people.
It's
Yes,
all
it
complicated, and the more
It
you think
is.
about it, the more you question, and you're like,
People
I'll
are going
probably
to think
stop.
we're from Arkansas. Sorry, Arkansas.
Oh my!
I know. But, so yeah, that's funny. Yeah, because we did talk about it, and
But then I was thinking about, boy, you and Jerry really jacked things up too. You guys married sisters.
yeah,
So that
and
made it even
and then
more
I
fun.
like to take the blame for that because I don't know if you know the story there, but the Jimenez girls would always have to be together.
Uh-huh.
Miss Jimenez never let them go separate.
Right.
So of course it was Sandy and Shelly would always be together.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, oh man, what do we have to do to get rid of Shell? And then Jerry, you dating anybody? He's like, no. I was like, let me introduce you to somebody real quick, and it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good, and so then we're still stuck together.
Yeah, you're still stuck together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Because not only are you cousins, but you're brother-in-laws now.
We're cousins,
See?
brother-in-laws,
You guys
and
made it
he's
even worse.
I know, and he's uncle, and I know it's weird.
Yeah, 'cause
But,
Yeah, Jerry's uncle to your kids.
Mhm.
I didn't even think about that, but he's also cousin to your kids.
Right.
Oh my God, you really jacked things up.
Yeah, I don't. I guess we don't
Yeah,
really
it
think
was-
about it too much.
That was crazy.
That's why.
Yep. So you grew up where? In
Armadale.
In L.A.
Yeah.
That's Poncho Call, L.A.
Lower Armadale.
Yeah. Paul's? You miss Paul's?
Oh, yes. I definitely.
How often
miss
would you go
Paul's.
to Paul's?
Oh my God. I remember as kids walking down there, especially in the summertime.
Yeah.
We used to walk down there almost every night because my dad always wanted a pineapple shake.
Oh, you know what? My dad too.
Really?
Yeah, the pineapple shake. Or was it a
yeah.
pineapple malt? One of those, but yeah, it was.
My dad goes, let's go walk down to Paul's. Let's go get a pineapple shake. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, my dad was the one that introduced me to the pineapple shake too.
Yeah, and I still to this day, I'll ask for a pineapple shake if we go
If you
down
go
to
somewhere.
Christie's.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they have pineapple shakes there too. So
I
every once in a while.
still have not been there.
Really? To Christie's?
Yeah, the one in Turner, right?
Yeah, the one in Turner, right across the street from the high school. Well,
Yeah.
not
The
high
mid-
school
the middle
anymore,
school.
Middle school
It's
now.
the one that you've been to.
Yeah, I have.
you were
I went there
younger.
I went there a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of Paul's, do you remember Paul Bunyan's?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, not too many people remember that.
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
remember it. And what was the one that's over there on Kansas Avenue? What did it used to be called?
Eaton's.
Eaton's. That's right.
Yeah. So it was crazy because there was 3 hamburger joints, not too far from each other, right? All in Armadale,
Yeah.
and they were all good.
Yeah.
But Paul Bunyan's is one I remember is because when our dads were playing ball and we were out there playing in the park, and then we'd go get something to eat at Paul Bunyan's because that one was actually closer
Yeah.
than Paul's was.
Right. To the park it was.
Yeah, to the park, And so Paul Bunyan's was located right where, remember where the White Castle, then it turned into a Subway.
And now it's the
And now it's El Pollo something.
Across from the park, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize it was something before the Subway.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was kind of behind
a
that.
White Castle. God,
It used
man.
to be a
Yeah,
White
it used
Castle.
to be a White Castle there too.
Long time ago.
Jeez.
Yeah, Shawnee Park memories.
Oh yeah. Used to play softball. We used to play softball too.
Yeah.
All us girls.
Yeah, who'd you play for?
Oh my God. How many teams?
Oh yeah, the lot of
The
teams.
one
What's
that I
it?
remember the most is the Brownies. That's the one I remember the
That's
most.
the one I wanted you to say because I told Ro and Joe, I said, of course you guys are on the Brownies. Of course.
I remember the
Everybody was Hispanic
I
or
know.
Native American or from the Middle East.
And that's how I that's how I met Joellen, Bornchel's wife.
Oh, really?
I've known Jo since she was 9 years old. So I was 11 when I knew Joellen. So that's
Yeah.
how long I've known Jo. And then she married Bornchel because her mom and her grandma was manager, mom was coach.
That's right.
If you remember that.
Yes. It's starting to, it's all, see. This is what I like about the shows because we talk memories and then stuff starts to click in my head and then I'll bring up something that the guests and.
But I don't know. I don't think it was the Brownies that they coached. I think it was a different team, but I can't remember the name of the teams.
Yeah, but I remember.
Nina pitched. I caught. Josie caught. Rachel was always a third baseman. And then I got moved to shortstop, and then I got moved to second base. But my favorite place was behind the plate or shortstop.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I love to be.
Yep.
I still miss it to this day. I miss being on the field. I miss being on the volleyball court.
Yeah.
So I still miss it.
Did you play volleyball in high school?
And just junior high school. I played 1 year in high school, and then my mom was like, "You either got to pick band or you got to pick your sports."
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like, "I can't
do it all. Yeah.
I can't do it all. You got to pick one or the other." And then I was young and dumb. I decided to stay in band. If I knew then what I know now, I would have stayed with my sports.
Yeah, Chris.
So pretty
Chose the
much-
wrong thing.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
So Christian is our only
Band member.
band member.
Oh, cool.
He's the only music player.
Yeah,
The only musically gifted in our immediate family.
What
Chris, I could play the harmonica.
Yeah, gifted is a strong word.
Yeah.
You play an instrument. That doesn't make you Ray Charles.
At least more than you.
What instrument do you play?
Fair
I
enough.
played the trombone.
Oh, cool. Stephanie
Yeah.
played your trombone.
So we have a trombone at home that Chris is going to teach me how to play.
If you want to. You never brought it up until now.
Well, no, we talked about this a while
Nope,
back.
never. Not until now.
That's untrue. He has
right.
definitely talked about it before.
Yes.
Chris.
We just talked about it like not too long ago. And I said, hey, Chris, let's teach me how to play the trombone.
He wants to be a fellow tromboner.
Mark.
That's what this group is called. They were
You guys are the boners?
That is a constant joke that is made.
their squad in the pep band. They were the tromboners.
That's funny because I still have a flute.
Do you really?
And every once in a while I say, you know what, I want to pick that thing back up because I used to love to play it and I haven't done it in a long time.
You should.
But I need to get it repadded and everything because hasn't been touched in forever. So, but I would love to do it because I loved playing it. I love music.
Love being a flautist.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like flautas.
I know. I was waiting for you to say it.
I love
Why it's
flautas.
my favorite flute. It's my favorite food, flautas.
Yeah. Is that why they call it that? Because the flauta is
No.
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 okay.
I don't know why, but look it up and save it for the next one to give the story of how the
How the flute was.
A flautist.
flaut.
Do you remember? Speaking of flutes, remember the HR puffin stuff?
I do.
You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Where are you going with this?
What HR?
There's the magical flute. There was a magical flute on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, the dragon.
this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that?
I don't remember
this
the flute.
This dragon stood up, wore a vest, and he had a giant head. Right, and it was a dragon too.
Yeah.
And
Witchy Poo.
HR puffin
Wasn't
stuff.
that the witch? Her name was Witchy Poo.
Was it? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, her name
Witchy
was
Poo.
Witchy
Yeah,
Poo.
that was really trippy. I mean, because I think everybody would trip balls to watch that show.
She would
That's
always
what-
steal the magical flute.
Yeah.
She would like to steal the flute.
So supposedly, yeah, it was kind of like the Scooby-Doo thing, the Scooby-Doo joke where they're always high and they're always eating munchies, you know?
Oh, you mean Shaggy and Scooby?
Yeah. So anyway, yeah,
This was one of those Saturday cartoons.
it was, right? It was like a Saturday morning thing,
Was
Was
it
it?
a Saturday morning? It
right
could have
along with
been.
Land of the Lost. And
Oh my God, Land of the Lost. I haven't heard that one in a while.
well, then you saw the remake, right, with Will Ferrell? Don't ask me to tell you to leave, Sue.
Which one?
Will Ferrell,
Will
Danny McBride.
Land of the Lost. Damn it! You're gonna
Is
have
that the
to put-
remake?
Yeah,
it was remade. What, maybe 2010, 2008.
Yeah.
You need to watch that.
Sorry, I never saw it.
You need to watch that. That
never
is
saw it.
hilarious.
I said, I've never
It's
seen
it's
it.
it's funny. Will Ferrell's in it, and Danny McBride, and I can't remember who else. It's funny.
It's funny. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Yes, you need to put that on your list. Damn, Sue, I can't believe that. Yeah. So you did the sports growing up. Any? It's not. So it was just band. No other school sports. No nothing.
No.
Well, I guess back then there wasn't much. It was
No.
basketball, volleyball.
And that was it for
track.
girls.
Track.
Because, man, if they would have had softball
I
in
know,
high
right?
school when I was in high school, yeah, I would have been all over that.
Oh yeah.
Because I
I
love
think all you
softball.
girls. Yeah.
All of us Garcia girls, heck
Yeah.
yeah.
We have any other primas that play ball?
Well, Nina,
did Nat?
Josie. No, Nat never did.
I didn't
It
do
was
that.
Nina, Josie, me, and Rachel that played
Hmm.
softball. I think Angie did for a little bit, but I don't think very often,
Yeah.
very long. But then again, she was always in Ottawa.
No, yeah.
But as far as, I think Luce played more volleyball
Yeah.
than anything.
Luce and Letty.
Yeah. Luce and Letty.
Yeah, they played a lot of
I
volleyball.
said, I don't think Juanita ever really played sports, but I don't remember either.
Yeah.
So don't
Yeah,
get me to lying.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Do you remember all your old friends from the neighborhood?
I remember, I don't know if you remember Charmel. Her last name was Berger. That was one of
Any
our-
relation to Paul's?
Um.
Paul's Burger?
Okay.
Okay, nothing.
But, never mind. Okay.
All right.
But anyway, a really good friend of mine, and I still keep in touch with her on Facebook.
Nice.
Her name was Susie Temple.
I remember the name.
You remember her?
Yes, yes.
She's Susie Snockenberger now, I think is her name.
Oh,
And I
you know
think
what?
She lives in Louisiana, I think. Now.
You know who I'm thinking?
Who?
Shirley Temple. That's
You think of
I don't know why I
Shirley
thought
Temple,
Shirley
okay.
Temple. That's
Yeah.
why I said, oh, I remember the name.
Susie.
I know. I was like,
Susie.
No, I don't. I don't know. I'm
Her
sorry.
name was Deborah Sue, but we always called her Susie.
Okay, so there was another Sue back out there.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that because her birthday was the same day as mine. I was just a year older than she was.
Really?
Exactly a year older.
That's
There
cool.
was a lot of kids in our neighborhood that I remember, like Sheila Plemons. Every once in a while, I keep in touch
Fun.
with her on Facebook. So that's the one thing I love about Facebook. I still keep in touch
So
with
you know,
her
with this
friends.
Facebook, do you guys ever have any reunions? High school reunions?
We've had reunions, but like the last one we had, I wasn't able to go to for some reason or another. I think I was in Omaha that weekend.
Oh, okay.
And because Angel had to go somewhere and I had to take care of the girls. But other than that, I really haven't seen them in a long time other than just keeping in touch with them on Facebook.
Yeah.
But other
I mean, that's what's good about Facebook. I mean, you still keep up with your friends, right? On Facebook or not much?
I mean, I see my friends in real life.
I guess you don't need Facebook to see your friends. Well, you only had like two.
Yeah, but wait.
You only had two. You only had 2 or 3 friends anyway.
And we still hang out. Where are your friends?
That's good.
Yeah, my friends are all on Facebook.
Why don't you hang
We're
out
all
with them?
because we're all at the nest.
My friends are all family.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah,
telling.
pretty much, right?
Yeah, that's what I was telling Danny. I said, I had a lot of friends, but it's like if I think about all my friends even when we were in high school, it was my family. I mean, cousins. I mean, we had cousins galore. I mean, geez, we're Garcias.
Right. Yeah. Who's your best friend growing up?
Oh my God. There was a girl that used to live 2 houses away that brick red house 2 doors away from my mom and dad's house? It's still standing there.
Okay.
Her name was Sabina King. She is one person I've never been able to find. I've searched for her on Facebook. I've even tried other places to see where I could find her.
Really?
I've just never been able to find her anymore. But I remember her like, if she were to stand up in front of my face, I would recognize her like that.
Yeah.
And she had a little sister. Her name was Elizabeth. And she had a brother named Mike. But when they moved away, it's like I never knew what happened to them or anything. But I remember them vividly. And Sabina was a really good person. Mm-hmm. When we went to John Fisk, I remember one year we were walking to school. And I remember she actually got hit by a car. And we were actually there when it happened. You
saw it happen.
We saw it happen. You want to talk about trauma.
Like hard?
Yeah. I mean,
like
they had
30 miles an hour or more?
Well,
right there on Osage.
No, right by the school. You remember where John Fisk
is?
Yes. I don't remember the name of the street anymore. But anyway, she got hit right there because she wanted to cross. And me and Rachel were telling her, no, we're not supposed to cross here. She goes, no, I want to cross here. And I remember we were telling her, no, not here. And she crossed anyway. The car didn't see her. Too many cars on that street. She got hit by a car. The car was going about 20 miles an hour. Still.
Yeah. Shit, 10, 15 still.
When you're about 4th and 5th grade, you're still a little kid.
Holy smoke.
So I remember the ambulance coming. I remember me and my sister running home, crying,
Yeah.
Wait, mom and dad. Did you wait for the ambulance or you just ran home as soon as you got hit?
We stayed there until the ambulance got there. And then when the ambulance got there, then we took off running home.
Okay, I didn't know if she got hit and then you guys just took off.
Oh, no, we waited. We waited until all that stuff happened. And then it's funny that we're kind of talking about this, but at the same time, it reminded me of, you remember Oso and Whitey, our dogs?
Yep.
Because Prince was Oso's brother. I remembered that too.
Yep. And I was going to ask you that too.
Yeah.
Our dog, my dog Prince, and you said they were
Oso.
I thought Oso was his dad.
Oso was his brother.
And they didn't get along. Just like normal brothers.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, Oso is his brother. And I tell my mom to this day, those 2 dogs that we had, they were angels. Because I remember walking to school. Oso and Whitey would walk us to school every day. And my mom said, as soon as we would walk into the school, the dogs would come home. She said it'd be about half an hour later they would come home. She'd feed them and all that stuff. They'd stay at home. When it was time for us to get out of school, my mom said she would notice the dogs would leave. Or they would sit outside of the schoolyard and wait for us at the gate of the school. Cool. Mm-hmm. And they would wait for us to get out of school. But it was funny that they wouldn't let us leave until all of us were together, me, Poncho, Rachel, and Michael. Mm-hmm. If all 4 of us weren't together, they wouldn't let us leave.
The dogs?
They would also would nudge us. There. He would nudge us like, stay here, we're waiting still. I tell my mom, I said, to this day, I believe those 2 dogs were angels.
Yeah.
Because one time, and here's another thing, it's kind of crazy. We were all playing in the backyard, and some guy jumped over the fence and tried to kidnap my brother, Albert. I don't know if you ever even knew this. No. He tried to kidnap Albert. He grabbed Albert. We were little. I think Albert was maybe 5, 6, maybe. and he tried to jump over the fence with Albert. Also, man, he took off.
Mm-hmm.
He grabbed the guy, was shaking the guy. Of course, he let Albert go.
Yeah.
Also, didn't let him go until Albert took off running him back home.
Uh-huh.
But I never seen my mom
Well, and
run
this-
that fast either.
You said this was in the backyard?
In the backyard. Remember the
So,
alley?
because the
back
alley,
there?
the gate was
Yeah.
right next to the
Yeah,
alley.
now there's a big old privacy fence there. You know, my
Oh,
mom
really?
has privacy fence, but back then
Okay.
it was
Man,
just
I
a
haven't-
chain link fence.
Yeah, I remember it.
So yeah, that guy jumped over the fence, took Albert. The dog jumped over the fence, went after the guy. The guy dropped Albert. As soon as Albert took off running back home,
Mm-hmm.
then also left the guy and came back to the yard.
Jeez.
Yeah, he was.
Some
I'm telling
dog.
you, he was an angel. He really was. Because I remember there was another kid in our yard.
Uh-huh.
He tried to start a fight with Bunchel. Also, all he did was go up to the kid, grab the kid by his pants, and yanked him out of the yard.
Really?
Yeah, he wouldn't let the other kid do anything. He was just like pulling him out of the yard.
Yeah, so why do you know? So they were never chained up. They were like,
Yeah, they were
Did it-
freebies. They were gone everywhere, wherever they wanted to go. Yeah, my mom and dad didn't believe in chaining dogs up or anything like
Yeah,
that. When
that's-
you were kids, it wasn't
know.
the thing to do, you know?
well, I see, I feel the opposite.
Yeah,
Because my dad always had his dogs chained up.
Yeah.
Even when we lived on Osage, excuse me, at the Red House,
uh-huh.
we had the dogs back in the backyard.
My mom and dad never chained up Oso and Whitey, never.
Yeah.
They just didn't think that was, no, they'll come home.
Yeah.
And they did. They always
Yeah.
came home.
Because if they want to leave, then they can leave. But
And it was funny because they never went potty in the yard. They always jumped the fence, did their
Somewhere
business
else?
in somebody else's yard, and then they'd come home.
Very smart dogs.
They
Yeah.
were.
Like,
yeah, I never knew that much about the dogs.
Yeah.
I remember vaguely what also looked. He was gold, right? Wasn't he like a gold color?
He was
or
white and gold.
white and gold?
He had white and gold.
Whitey was,
White.
he's little, pudgy.
He was a kind of a Chihuahua and something mix.
Yeah.
And this guy, he came to our house with Whitey, and I remember Whitey like sat in his hand. That's how little Whitey was when he gave him to us. He said he found him in a trash can.
No way.
Yeah, so he didn't want him to die. So,
Yeah, so
he knew all of us kids were there at the house, and he asked my mom and dad if we could keep him, and we kept him.
Yeah.
And stuff. Whitey was so white when he was little. One winter,
awesome in the snow.
yeah, it was really cool in the snow because he would go hide in the snow and he would bury his face because the only black thing on him were his eyes and his nose. So he would actually hide his face in the snow so we couldn't find him until you said Whitey. Then he'd pop his head up and then you'd see where he was.
You guys have any pictures of those dogs?
I do.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do actually
You have
have
to-
some pictures.
If you ever pull them up, I'd like to see them.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I still have
Why
them
do
at
you
home.
know so?
Mm-hmm.
And those. Yep, I remember those dogs too. Yeah. But that's funny you say that though, because I always thought that also was Prince's dad.
Well, from
That's
what
his
I
brother.
remember, I always known them to be brothers.
Yeah. So I hope Ray isn't mad that you didn't say she was your best friend. So
And she's my sister, so she knows she's my best friend. So,
yeah.
She'll get over it.
Yep. And what was it like growing up with four brothers?
fun,
Yeah.
challenging. You definitely had to learn to be tough
Yeah.
because me and Rachel always had each other's back, so we always had to have each other's back against our brothers too.
Yeah.
But that's why I think that's a big reason why we ended up being the tomboys that we are. Because if we wanted to go play, it was either go put your glove on or go get a ball or go get a bat or go get the car so we can go play in the dirt. Because we didn't always want to play Barbies. We didn't always want to go play dress up. We didn't want to play with makeup. We wanted to go get dirty.
Yeah.
So that was the fun about having
Did you
four
go to
brothers.
Call Park, play baseball, softball there?
Oh,
with,
yeah.
with your brothers. I remember doing that with the guys.
Yeah, we went to Call. We would walk to Shawnee.
Yeah.
We, wherever we could find a field that nobody else was on.
Yeah, that was the way to do it back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any great memories with your brothers? Anything that pops up like you're like, man, I remember this, and like funny story or
Oh my God, I could tell you 500,000 stories.
okay, well, give us a couple.
Well, I'm gonna give you one that Michael. My mom tells me that Michael is the one who broke me from a bottle.
Okay.
Okay, because
So Sue was still what? How old were you? Like 5 or 6 still on the bottle?
Yeah. I mean, I still drink a bottle, but anyway. But anyway, me, Rachel, and Michael, we are considered Irish triplets. What that means is Rachel's only 11 months older than I am, and I am only 11 months older than Michael.
Ah.
Okay, so we're considered Irish triplets.
Okay.
Because, like, we just had our birthdays. My birthday's in August, Michael's birthday's in August, and Rachel's birthday's in September. So, but anyway, so me and Michael were drinking bottles still when we were babies at the same time. So my mom was having a heck of a time trying to break me from a bottle. She said Michael's the one that broke me from the bottle. I said, how, Mom? And she said that every time Michael would see you with a bottle, he would just run by you, snatch it out of your mouth, and go and drink it wherever he could find a place to go drink it. Then he would come back and hand it back to you when it was empty.
So how'd you not starve?
I know. I was eating food, too. So my mom said he's the one that broke me from a bottle.
That's
but
funny.
Michael is the one that always made us laugh. And to this day, he's still the one that makes us laugh all the time. He's a clown, but I love him for it. He's just so funny. He just makes me laugh all the time.
Yep, that's good.
Yeah, and that's what I tell him. I said, dude, you're never going to grow old, are you? He goes, nope, I refuse. He said, I'm a kid at heart. I'm going to stay a kid at heart. I'm never going to get old. Yeah. I said, I believe him. Because he's only a year, not even a year, 11 months younger than me, and he still acts like he's 23 years old. He's a big kid.
Yeah.
But I want to say Michael's the glue to our family, too.
Yeah.
When he moved to Arizona, I noticed a big change in our family.
Really?
When he moved. Yeah, I did. Because we didn't get together like we always did. Yeah. We used to get together every Sunday for Sunday dinners with my mom and dad's. Okay. Or at Michael's house when he lived here. Okay. We always got together for Sunday dinners and everything else. And it's like when Michael left for Arizona, it's like we were having trouble getting together. Oh, I can't. I got this to do. Or I can't. I got that to do. No, I can't tonight. And blah, blah, blah. Right. But it's like Michael came back. And it was like, hey, let's get together for dinner. Okay. Really? Everybody was on the bandwagon again. It was like we were missing Michael. That's why I say that. Yeah. Michael's the glue. So I know, God forbid, but I know it's going to happen someday when my mom and dad are gone. Michael's going to be the glue in our family. I honestly believe that.
Better keep the siblings saying, hey, let's get all together. We need to get together. I
honestly believe that.
Yeah. Well, that's good. He's still back in town, and his babies are getting big. And little Mikey just got married.
Yeah. Michael's not going anywhere now. He keeps telling me how much he misses Arizona. I said, you ain't going nowhere. Really? You got grandkids now.
Grandkids, yeah. They're
so you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Speaking of there at your mom and dad's house, I have a lot of memories there too. The nights that I got to stay over, spending. Oh, speaking of, you guys introduced me to coffee.
Dang.
Yeah, that's where I started drinking coffee.
Really?
Yeah. Because everybody, I think, in your house was drinking coffee at a young age.
Yeah, I was drinking coffee in my bottle. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was that, and so that's how I'll always remember. And then there was times that I would want to spend the night because I knew I was getting me a cup of coffee in the morning because we'd make it nice and sweet, and it was just good. And I think I started drinking coffee. Maybe I was 7, 8 years old.
It's really bad.
Whatever. Coffee?
Oh, I love coffee.
Yeah.
I have to have coffee in the morning.
It's bad, man.
I drink at least 2 cups a day. At least.
That's it?
Yeah, just 2 cups.
I go 4.
Oh, really?
At least 4 cups, yeah.
That's too much coffee, man.
Hey, I mean, it's a big cup. It's like that size. No, it's not that big. It's kind of half the size. What that?
4 of those?
No. A cup of coffee, but 4 total that fit in the cup.
It's a lot of coffee.
I don't know how many ounces that is. I can't
32?
do math. 32 ounces of coffee.
Cup's 8 ounces.
Was it really?
Yeah.
See?
Did
you know that, Chris?
That's because I cook. That's the only reason I knew that.
A cup was 16 ounces.
Cup is 8. Google it.
Google real quick. It's either 8 or 16.
It's 8.
Chris. Anyway, so drinking the coffee, that's what I remember. But in 1979.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's specific.
Yeah, because it's pretty simple because, and I don't know if you remember this, but had to spend my time there with you guys because my mom was in the hospital with Lorena.
Oh, okay.
Lorena was born September 14th, 1979. I was there at the house, and Tia Rosa was in town.
Okay.
And so, because little sister wanted to be with big sister because she knew she was having a baby. And I remember it just like yesterday. We're sitting there at the table. We're playing with our whatever we're doing. And my dad and Tia Rosa come walking into the house. And Tia Rosa runs right at me and grabs me, hugs me. And I'm kind of like, what's going on? You know, and then she says, you have a baby sister. You have a baby sister. Yeah. So, and that's what I remembered there in the house.
Oh,
and I don't know if you remember that. I don't know if your siblings remember that. I'm sure. I bet your mom and dad probably do.
I don't remember that at all.
Really?
Yeah, not at all.
And of course, I remember the hospital visits and this and that because of pictures.
Oh,
I see the pictures and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember, but I probably don't. But I specifically remember that day.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I was going to ask you if you remember when my sister was born, but, you know.
I remember going over to your guys' house when Nana was born. She was probably, I want to say she was probably about 6 or 8 months old.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to the house and just looking at her because this was our introduction to her.
Yeah.
And she was about 6 or 8 months old, and we were just there visiting and just talking and stuff. And I remember just your mom had put her on the sofa so we could see her. You know,
put her on display.
Yeah, she put her on the sofa just so we could see her, and just remember that. But as far as 1979 September 14th, no, I don't remember that.
That's
42 years ago.
I'm gonna have to ask Tia Rosa. I don't know if I've asked her that or not.
How old Nana is? Oh my God.
How old is she now?
42.
42 or 44?
I don't know. It was like 40 something.
I don't know. Do the math. I can't do it.
I can't do the math.
I'm not going to.
We know you can't do the math.
Chris, how many years ago was that? 79 to now?
And then his birthday just happened, so she just turned
43.
Was it 43?
43.
Okay, I believe you. But
I believe you
still
too.
saying a cup's only 8 ounces. Okay.
Okay, I may have looked it up.
And
What
You're
is it?
right. I was trying to look for it in different measurements just to spite you.
dude, I cook. Don't mess with me.
Yeah. Because first you had Tia Sue thinking, damn, is it 16 or is it 8?
No, I knew.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking 16 ounces in a cup. Wait, no.
8 ounces.
8 ounces, 16, then 16 something. It's 16 something. Oh, are you thinking pounds? 16 ounces is a
16
pound?
ounces.
Yeah, 16 ounces.
Pound.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was gonna say, that's probably what it is.
Yeah. Any going back to band, any favorite moments you had in band? There's something
Oh my
that
God.
stands out that you guys did or
Yeah, when we were in marching band, just the competitions that we went to, I mean, those were super exciting to me. I mean,
how
as
good were you guys in
competed-
those competitions?
We were awesome.
Kick everybody's ass?
Heck yeah, we always aced them. I mean, we always got ones. That's how they scored them back then.
Yeah.
One being the best. So
See, and back then, were there banners made and stuff like that? Do you recall? Because there's banners now at
Yeah.
Harmon, you know?
yeah,
Somebody came in and put up banners and
yeah. I don't really remember any of that stuff, but I just remember
band.
marching band was awesome. Jazz band, we did the same thing. We did a lot of competitions, and we were always awesome.
Always
I mean, we
awesome, yeah.
always did really good. We graded really well in all of our competitions and stuff.
Did you guys
like
ever
that.
travel out of state to do competitions? Or was
Yeah,
it
we
everything?
did.
Really?
Especially with marching band, we traveled out of state once a year for marching band competition. So yeah, it was always fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Dang it! How come I didn't play an instrument? I was an athlete. I was hoping to go to college and do something, and it didn't happen. Anyway,
Because someone else was wearing your number. So
know,
I said, screw it.
yeah, that's my number. When was the last time you were in Harmon? Should have been a couple weeks ago.
When Mr. Daniel came back to get his award, which was how many years ago? 2 or 3 years ago?
yes. I've seen the pictures on Facebook
Yeah.
that you guys all took with him.
Yeah.
What was the award for?
I don't remember.
For having the best hype up theme song in high school.
And I was really worried that, he's had so many students in his career as a teacher. How the heck was he going to remember us, you know? And it was funny how he remembered me. He was like...
Because you're always the smallest one in there?
No, he was like, you were my woodwind that turned into a brass instrument. I said, yeah.
Really? He remembered that?
Yep, he remembered that. He goes, you were my only one that ever did that.
Holy smoke.
He goes, Susanna Garcia. I said, yep, that was me. So I was shocked that he remembered me.
That is crazy.
Yeah, because I always just played the flute. And then he was like, you know what? I need more trumpet players in marching band. Your brother plays a trumpet. Your sisters play a trumpet. Let's see if you can play a trumpet. And I said, okay. So I played it.
Ever a drum major?
Heck no, that was Nina.
Oh, Ro was a drum?
Yeah, Ro was a drum major.
See how she called her Nina?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sorry, Ro.
No, you're good. Yeah, because we talked about that.
Yeah, she said like how like all the cousins used to call her that, or just the siblings. Like I was like, Nina.
Yeah, she just grew up.
And
with
she
it.
is his Nina.
So she's
Nina.
Nina.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, that's what Marcos had brought up.
Yeah, Rosie always called her Nina when we were little.
Yeah,
so that's why she got Nina.
I thought.
Yeah, Rosie always called her Nina.
Yeah, but I thought didn't Tia Rose say that somebody gave her that nickname, or
I always thought it was Tia Rosie. Nina, vente pa acá. Nina,
dang it!
vente
Now
pa
I have to
allá.
go back into the archives.
I don't know. Only to people. I just want to say it out there. Only to people who don't know like parts of Spanish can go. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Because everybody else, that's just calling someone, hey, girl,
little girl,
hey, little girl,
hey, little girl,
little girl. Yeah. We're not so little anymore, but she's still Nina to me.
Oh yeah, she'll always be Nina.
Yeah.
I think her brothers, even Jaime, I think still calls her Nina.
Yeah, I'll holler at her Nina, and then she doesn't hear me or doesn't answer. I say, Ro! Then she answers.
Yeah. How often do you use your Spanish?
A lot.
Do you?
Yeah, I still speak Spanish on a daily.
Because of your job?
Because of my job.
Oh, that does help.
Yeah,
yes.
Working at the DMV and doing it for 18 years now, you learn a lot. And, it's just something you keep up with. And then my mom and dad always told us, if your tios speak to you in Spanish, out of respect, you should speak to them in Spanish. If they start the conversation in Spanish, you stay in Spanish. Yeah. If they start the conversation in English, then you continue in English. That's just out of respect.
And what if they chopped it up?
Then I chopped it up too.
So you just,
Every other word is a Spanish.
Your dad and Tío Turi are the ones that always, most of the time, spoke to me in Spanish. Mm-hmm. So I would always speak in Spanish to them. And Tío Turi, one year, he told me, he goes, Mija, why are you the only one that speaks Spanish to me? I said, because you're the one who speaks Spanish to me all the time, Tío.
Yeah. You know what? And to Tío Turi, I do that. I speak Spanish. To your dad, I think it's mostly English. Sometimes maybe a question will come out in Spanish, but a conversation, I don't think I've really had a whole conversation with any of my deals. And the ones that it's like I can't speak Spanish to is Tío Danny and Tío Victor. I don't know. I think just
because we grew up with them.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Oh. And once in a while, of course, Tío Victor and I, we work together, and I'll say something in Spanish, or I'll ask him if I don't know. It's just weird. Yeah. But yeah, at work, we have a lot of guys from Mexico, and I can sit there and speak Spanish to them and talk to them because I think it's one thing that they won't correct me if my Spanish is wrong or if it sounds bad. They don't correct me. They just go along with it. Yeah.
Oh, really? Don't talk to my mom then.
Yeah.
But anyway, my mom will correct you.
Yeah. See, so sometimes I think, and then the other thing is those guys try to speak to me in English and I don't correct them, but we'll go through a conversation.
But, I guess my mom, but she corrects you in a good way because she wants you to say it right.
Say it right.
Yeah, she'll tell me, mija, así no se dice. Así no se dice. Se dice así.
Okay.
And then it's like, oh, okay.
And it does help.
Yeah. I mean, because at work, I actually had one gentleman, and I use the term loosely. I was speaking Spanish to him because he says, ¿Hablas español? And I said, yeah, hablo español. And then so I started explaining the situation. And then he looks at me. He goes, and he says this in Spanish. He goes, you don't speak Spanish so well.
Really?
Yeah, he just said it just like that. I said, oh, okay. Well, let's turn this into English. I speak English much better.
Yeah.
I said, so how can I help you? He goes,
right?
Yeah, he was
Turned
like,
it right around and he couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it. He goes, well, we can continue this in Spanish. I said, no, my Spanish isn't so well. So let's continue this in English. And then I keep talking to him in English. He goes, I'm sorry, I offended you. And you were trying to help me.
Right.
And I didn't realize it until just now that you were trying to help me. So please accept my apology. And he's telling me all this in Spanish. He says, please accept my apology and I'll work with you now. And I said, it's sad that it took something like this to let you know that I'm trying to help you.
Right.
And then all you're going to do is put me down.
Yeah.
And he was like,
well, good for you. I'm glad you stood up.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. I said, well, we can speak English.
It's a solid DMV move.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick to me because I'm in charge of how long you're going to be here.
Yeah, exactly. And I was as nice and as polite as I could possibly be. Yeah. And that's one thing I've learned over the years working at a DMV. You learn patience big time.
Where are you stationed at? If you don't mind me asking.
I work at the one on Lamar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I work at the one on Lamar. I work for Johnson County now. I don't work for Wyandotte County anymore.
Okay.
Wait, we never seen you in there? I feel like we've seen you in there. We've had to have seen you in there at some point. We go in there enough.
I've only been there for a year now.
Oh, then no. Okay, never mind.
I said I've only been there for a year now.
Oh, okay. So you were at the one on State or Parallel, or what was that?
I was on the one on State. Right across from the bowling alley.
Okay. Yeah, that's where it is. Do you speak a lot mom and dad?
Oh, yeah.
Straight Spanish?
Not straight Spanish.
No?
Sometimes my mom and dad will switch it over to English.
Okay.
Like on Wednesdays, this is the reason why I was telling you I couldn't come in on a Wednesday, because we do Bible study on Wednesdays at my mom and dad's.
Oh, okay.
And so sometimes my mom and dad, when we talk about what we're reading in the Bible, it's easier for them to explain things in Spanish.
Yeah.
So, and they're like, are you sure you want us to say this in Spanish, or would it be easier to do it in English? Mom, you guys don't realize how much we actually do understand in Spanish, because me, Poncho, and Rachel, it's pretty fluent.
Yeah.
Michael, Jerry, and Albert, they choose not to speak Spanish, but Jerry is learning because of him being in the school district now how much more Spanish that he's actually picked up.
Yeah.
But I think out of the six of us, probably Albert and Michael speak the least of us, but they understand it completely.
Yeah.
That's a lot better than most of us.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the next, like the generation after, like me, like we don't know Spanish.
Do you understand it?
Vague. I'll pick up key words and I'll pick it out. Like, oh, okay, I think I get what you're saying.
Oh,
Same.
okay.
But I mean.
Now you sound like Angel. That's my daughter.
Yeah.
She's like, people ask me, ¿hablas español? She's like, no.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you because I can't tell you.
Because they see the brown hair, the brown eyes, automatically speak Spanish.
That's profiling. I find that offensive.
I know, right? Yeah. Well, I'm offended that you're offended.
There you go. That's what happens when we go to Home Depot and stuff like that.
I know, right?
They see these boys and they freak out. Like here recently, we were at Harmon, and a couple came up to Christian, and Christian didn't know what to do, so he just closed his eyes.
If I can't see them, they can't see me. They'll go away.
What happened?
Somebody started talking to me, and I was like,
in Spanish.
Yeah.
I was like, I just looked at Dad.
He just looked at me. I was like, I put my cape on and flew over to Chris. Yeah. So it was just a couple just trying to figure out how to get through the school.
I wouldn't even help them anyways. I don't know that school.
That's true. But they see a Hispanic kid there, so they're going to come up and ask you a question.
Yeah.
I've had my times like that. Like one time we were in El Paso and we're at a clothing store and some lady comes up to me. She starts saying something in Spanish. I just look at her. I just walked away.
How rude is that?
Just say no.
I didn't
hablo.
I didn't know what to do. I was like,
no español.
No español.
Yeah, but then it comes to this weird irony. It's like, ironically, other Hispanics look down on you because you don't speak Spanish. It's like a weird kind of double standard.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I do that at work too. Like we get a lot of Hispanic people coming in, and a lot of them order their concessions in Spanish. So I'm like, no habla español.
So you do tell them.
I tell them that.
So listen up here, buddy.
So
I don't know
they
what
either
you're
start
saying.
talking in English, or they continue in Spanish, and I'm just like, okay, where's one of our Hispanics that actually know Spanish?
Right.
Because I got coworkers that can speak.
Yeah.
So
That's the point. That's
what if you have one of those white kid, blonde hair, comes over and helps speak Spanish?
they don't do that.
Hey, wait
But
a
there
minute.
are some out there.
I have a
there's
grandson.
a lot of
that has
Yes,
sandy blonde hair.
Oh,
he
yes.
has green eyes,
Yes.
or blue eyes, and he speaks Spanish.
Yes. Do you know who she's talking about?
What are you talking about?
Julian,
Julian. Jackie's.
Oh,
Jackie's little boy.
he does.
And that boy spends some time in Mexico,
He
and
does.
that's so
And when
good
he
for
comes-
him.
Oh yeah, and when he comes back from Mexico, he's all Spanish.
I know, right?
Grandma, ¿sabes qué dice ahí en Mexico?
Are you serious? I have not heard him speak Spanish.
Yeah.
I know.
I
I
said,
know
what,
he does. I know.
I never hear him talk.
I don't.
I
I don't think you knew he talked.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. I am the only person that is not allowed to call him Julian. If I call him Julian, Grandma, that's not my name. My name's Julian
Really?
because I call him Julian. So
Yeah.
if I accidentally call him Julian, he gets mad at me. Grandma. I say, sorry, Julian. Okay. Then he's okay with it.
Yeah.
I can't call him Julian. Papa can call him Julian,
And that's a
but I can't.
cute little boy. He looks so much like Josh.
I know he's
So
twin,
much.
isn't he?
I remember when they had him, and I was like, oh my God, that is Josh all
can't deny
over
him.
again. Not at all.
A mini
And
me.
I remember when you lived next door to my mom and dad, and when
Yeah.
you guys had Josh,
Yeah.
and how cute he was, and he was just
Now look at
funny.
him.
I mean, just the what?
As of now, look at him. He's a spitting image of his father.
Oh yeah, that he
He
is.
looks
Yes.
exactly like his
Well,
dad.
now he knows how he'll grow up looking.
Pobrecito.
I know. Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I remember Josh at that same age too, which is crazy. When I see Julian, and of course, every time I see Julian, I think about Josh.
Yeah.
That at that age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I missed you at the pool party.
I know. I don't know. What were we doing?
I
don't
could tell
even
you. I
remember.
could tell you what you were doing.
What was I doing?
You had texted me and said you
I don't remember.
doing a, and I had to figure out what you called it. It was a Renaissance.
Oh yeah, we had planned on going to the Renaissance
But what
Festival
was
that
it? The
weekend.
text you said rent
Yeah, I said Rent Fest.
fest.
Yeah, and
It's
I
a
meant
festival of-
Ren, REN Fest.
Oh, rent.
So I just added a T.
So rent fest, and I was
Ren
like,
Fest.
rent fest. What the hell is a rent
It's a
fest?
festival where you go
Where
and
you
rent
go out and
stuff.
rent stuff.
Have you not ever been to the Renaissance?
Yes,
Festival? I was
but
gonna say.
Renaissance I have been. If we would have said RENS Rens Fest, I would say, oh yeah, a Renaissance. But you said rent, and I was like, what is a
Yeah.
rent? And then I had
said,
to ask
well,
people.
okay, that's my bad. I thought you'd figure it out.
I know
was
I
wrong.
couldn't figure that. But there's somebody. I think
She meant Ren Fest.
somebody said, oh yeah, dude, they went to the Renaissance. I'm like,
Talia?
yes, it must not that. And I was like, is there tea in Renaissance?
No,
See, and it was my fault.
it was just fat fingers.
The fat thumbs.
Renaissance.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Renaissance.
So and that was a good little turnout for the ones that showed up.
I really wanted to go though, because I was like, I know everybody's going to be there and everything, but we had already planned on taking the grandkids and everything.
Yeah.
So I
No,
was
that's
like,
fine. That's fine. My house is free.
I know.
Renaissance is what? It's expensive nowadays, right?
It is.
Did you get your turkey leg?
Yeah, $12 turkey leg.
You know what?
But they're
That's-
so good.
But that's cheap though, because I think at the Shawnee days, you guys were the Shawnee days, right?
Yeah,
They were like,
$17.
Yes.
I was
Yeah, they're
like,
ridiculous
oh my
right now.
God.
yes, that was crazy. Yeah, it was $17-18, and I was like, no way for a leg. I mean, I ate the bone
Right? At that price,
and the
yeah.
little cardboard that came.
I know.
Got my
I
money's
ate
worth.
that, dude. You had and the foil.
Ate the cartilage.
Yes, ate everything because I'm like, man, that was
Yeah.
so expensive. And then when somebody had told me, oh, I think my brother-in-law Louis had said they were $12. I was like, wow, that's cheap.
And they're really good.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. You ever make any of those?
No, I've never made one.
You should
Why?
go hunt
like
for
baking.
turkey.
I like baking. I do pies.
Baking.
I
Do you have air
cakes.
fryer?
I do. No, and I've been wanting to get one, and I just haven't done it yet.
Chris, what do you think of the air fryer?
What about it?
What do you think? Don't it works
What do you
right?
think
It
of
works
it?
well, right? You use it more than
Good,
we
is it
all
bad?
do.
Yes, it does.
Have you ever tried to make flautas in it?
Actually, didn't know.
Oh, you know what? Those little fake ones,
The
the
taquitos?
taquitos, yeah. Oh, anything you throw in there comes out crunchy. It's good.
Really?
Really good.
A little healthier.
Tell you what,
oil.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
when you heat up like gizzards from Go Chicken Go,
Oh,
they just never the same when you heat them up in the
Right.
microwave. Throw them in the air fryer, come out crispy, just like out of the box. You almost have to keep the box just so it'd be fresh like that.
Trick your mind to thinking it was directly.
I know, right? Yeah. Anyway, do you remember your first job?
Yeah, I
was
worked
it?
at Shoney's.
Shoney's.
Oh, so you were
Shoney's.
another one. So
I
the
worked
Garcias took over Shoney's.
Yeah, that's another place we took over.
What's up, Chris?
Just the Shoney's.
What?
There's our reference where like Shoney's has become a popular thing because it came out in like a cartoon show in like 20
Rick and Morty?
Yeah, actually.
Did it really?
Yeah, it did because like no one
No
knew
one
about
really
a
knew about
Shoney's. No
Shoney's.
one- I actually saw Shoney's for the first time like a couple weeks ago. I was driving somewhere and I was like, "Hey, there's an actual Shoney's."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Shoney's was it was the one right there where Taqueria Mexico is, right?
Yeah, the one on Southwest Boulevard and 7th
So,
Street.
so
Natalia's the one who told me about it to go apply for a job there.
did she work there?
Yep.
So you, Nat, Ro, Joe, Tootie,
And
Jaime,
Rachel.
oh,
Rachel.
crap.
Yeah, we
I
all
told
worked
you,
there.
yeah, except me. I didn't play an instrument. I didn't work at Shoney's. That's right. That's okay. That's cool. You didn't try Thriftway?
No, that was Michael's deal.
I know. That's where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Michael
Michael,
worked there forever.
Jerry, Jaime, myself.
I remember in the wintertime, Michael had his moon boots that he used to wear. We used to call them moon boots, but there were snow boots.
Yeah, the big puffy ones.
Puffy ones and stuff. He would put like skis on his bike because he would ride his bike to Thriftway.
That's funny. You brought up bike. Let's go back to Paul's. So I don't think I brought this story up with Poncho.
What, your chopper?
Yes, you remember that? You remember that
Your
story?
purple chopper? Yeah, I remember it.
Okay, so that chopper was like the coolest bike, but for some reason, I don't know.
when it was-
I just didn't. I don't know. Want it anymore, or I think I ended up with a 10-speed. So your brother Michael bought it from me,
Okay.
and so then he owned it, and I don't know what he did with it. But the story from what I heard is, you guys ordered from Paul's, and I think Poncho rode it. He rode the bike to Paul's, came out with the box, walked home
Because somebody stole the bike?
because he left the chopper there.
Oh, my goodness.
Got home, and then everybody's like, wow, where's the bike? So then I think your brothers all ran back to Paul's, and it was gone.
Oh, dang. I don't remember that.
You don't remember the story? I'm
Nope,
pretty sure that's
that
the
I
way it
don't
went.
remember that
How
one.
do you ride in and not ride out? I know what you're carrying a box, but like the first thought is
I don't
like,
know if, and I believe it was
It's
Poncho, and I
Poncho.
meant to ask him.
It's Poncho.
I meant to ask him. He was our second guest on the show, and I meant to ask him, and it totally slipped my mind. I remembered right after. So I remember that. And that chopper, do you remember that chopper?
Yeah, I do.
Well, because Michael owned it, but it was cool. It was.
No, I remember when you had it.
You don't remember when I had it?
I remember
Oh, when I
you
had it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember when you had it.
you had all the toys.
Yeah, but somehow when Michael would come over and then I wouldn't get to ride my chopper because he was riding it.
Well,
Yeah, it was my bike, but
I
then
remember
it became
going to
someone else's.
Franklin all the time and going over there riding
Riding bikes.
all your stuff, your go-kart and all your things.
everyone else got to
Yeah.
play with your stuff.
Because I was at home.
They didn't
Well,
invite
everybody would take all my stuff to.
you. Close to the end.
What was it pay? Do you remember?
Oh my God. It was like $2 and some cents an hour
Oof.
plus tips.
Were you cooking or you waitress?
I was just
or?
a waitress.
Yeah.
I was just a waitress. But I remember one guy came in so crabby and so angry about everything, the whole world, and all he had was a cup of coffee in there, and he was just angry, and he goes, all I want is my coffee. All I wanted is hot, so you just need to stay on it. And he snapped his fingers.
What?
Yeah, I was like, I had an attitude then too. But anyway,
Of course.
yeah, I'm a Garcia, right?
Of course.
And then, so I came and I filled up his coffee. He took it black and everything. But every time he took a sip, I'd fill it. Every time he took another sip, I'd fill it. I was being me.
Being an ass.
Yeah, I was.
That's all right.
But anyway, so, and he was like, I didn't literally mean that you had to. I said, oh, no, honey, I'm staying on top of this.
You want to be thorough. I am being thorough.
So
know,
the
right?
whole time I said, I understand that you're having a bad day, but it's only 8 o'clock in the morning right now. You need to count your blessings. You need to thank God. This day is going to get better and you're going to be okay. So that's one thing I love about my mom and dad. Our faith. That's where we got our faith. It's from my mom and dad. And by the time he left there and everything, I had a $20 tip on the table and a thank you note.
It was $1 for every refill.
I know, right? And then and to this day, I tell people there's no reason to be angry. There's no reason to be mean. Right. And I kind of live my life on this. And then my husband put it in my head, kill him with kindness. And so to this day, I'm that way. And that's how I want to be with everybody. There's no reason to be angry. There's no reason to not be
I agree.
kind. There's no reason. So even working at the DMV, which is really hard to be kind sometimes, but
That's Big Dan's philosophy.
So
you're telling me when he goes out hunting, he kills that deer with kindness?
He kills that deer. Yeah, heck yeah, we eat good. We eat good. But
when you're ready, pal, go ahead.
Thank you for your life because you're nourishing mine.
There you go.
So yeah. So I honestly believe in that. So
that's good.
Yeah,
it's good. That's something for us to remember as well. Yeah. What's your best meal to cook? Since you love to be behind the stove.
Well, if you ask my boys, it's my pork burritos.
Pork burritos. Well, I just saw a hand rise back there, even Dan.
Because every time, Mom.
So pork and chile and like a burrito spread.
Yeah, because every time, Mom, when are you going to cook dinner? What do you guys want? First thing, all three of them say pork burritos.
Nice.
I was like, okay.
That's one thing I haven't learned to do yet.
Pork burritos.
Pork burritos, yes.
So I said, do you want them in spreads or you just want the burrito? And they're like, no spreads.
It's got to be a spread.
Got to be a spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one thing. But I like, my favorite Mexican dish are flautas.
Yeah.
So I make flautas and I make sopa de arroz and a little salad. That's it.
It's because you're a flautist.
Yeah.
do you put peas in your arroz?
If I had something to throw at you, I would.
Be nice. You're supposed to be nice. Look at you.
What happened to that kindness talk?
I was going to kill him with kindness. This is kindness. Just throw it. So
there's a reason that
no peas.
I don't know what the reason is, Sue. Why you don't like peas?
Because they're nasty. They're gross.
Just get a point.
Because they're
You don't like peas either?
I'll eat them, but they're not. It's not. I'm never going to go anywhere and say, "Hey, can I please
I would eat green
get
peas before green beans."
What?
Whether it be the string beans or just canned green beans.
No, I would rather eat a green bean than a pea. Whether it's a can, fresh,
and
frozen.
I've even
green
put
beans.
I love green beans.
I've even put peas in my arroz.
That's gross.
Yeah, that's the worst.
If I were to go to a Mexican restaurant and they gave me arroz that has peas in it, you're going to see me picking them all out.
Oh, and that's understandable.
Because I don't like peas. You know, they say with age, your taste buds change. So I thought, okay, I'll try. Because I don't like watermelon either. But I thought to myself, let's see if my taste buds have changed.
Yeah. Did they?
Took a piece of watermelon, ate it. I was like, oh my God, this is so good.
Because you probably got a good sweet piece,
I was like,
too.
what the heck have I been doing that I'd never liked watermelon? Now I like watermelon. Okay, let me try this with peas. Maybe it's the same thing. Put a pea in my... No.
Oh, man.
Peas are still gross, and so are olives.
That's funny.
Yeah, olives are always gross.
Yeah. Olives are nasty. They're so bitter.
Oh, yeah, they are. But sometimes they're good. Once in a while, a
not
good olive
even
will
in
work.
a martini, they're not good.
Yeah, I don't put them in my drinks.
Yeah,
No.
We're towards the end here, Dan?
Yes, we are. We're getting ready. Well, Sue, I appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, it was fun. I told you it was going to be easy. You know, a lot of people, you weren't nervous, were you? Did you think about it?
A little bit, I was.
Did you think about it like all day and like, oh my God?
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Not until you reminded me that I was supposed to be here, and then I was like, oh, shit.
That's how he gets them. His guest, he's got to remind him. Otherwise, he said, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah. Heck, my guest last week, I had to pick him up to make sure he got here with us.
Well, we live down the street, so.
All right, Chris, that was a secret. That wasn't supposed to come out.
Still.
But yeah, you're right. But anyway, so okay, before we end, you know what? I was thinking about something today because for some reason I'm stuck in the 60s, 60s rock and roll. For some reason, the last week I've been listening to 60s rock and roll, right? So we're talking about The Wanderer, that kind of music, right? So you know how many? Can you name at least 3 songs with the name Sue in it?
A Boy Named Sue by Johnny Cash.
A Boy Named Sue, yep.
If Danny was in here, he could do this really easy.
Well, we can go through the
Peggy
list.
Sue.
Look, there's like 16 right here.
These were probably in the 50s.
Hey, that's what I said. The 50s and 60s, maybe said like Susie Q
Yeah, Susie Q.
by CCR,
Yeah.
Crocodile Rock.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Susie's in there.
Me and Susie had so much fun, right? Wake Up, Little Susie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Stevie.
the Everly Brothers, right?
Yes.
I knew
Peggy
that.
Sue.
Yeah. I said Peggy
She
Sue.
said Peggy Sue.
Okay. Sorry, don't yell at me.
Damn it, listen
How about
to me.
Run Around Sue?
Oh, yeah. I remember
You know,
that
have
song.
you heard that one? That's
Yeah.
by Dion as
Keep
well.
away from a running.
Round suit.
Yeah. As you said, a boy named Sue. Bobby Sue. The Oak Ridge Boys. Bobby Sue. If you listen to
Probably, if I
yeah,
heard it, I'd probably remember.
it's been a long time since I heard it, but and I found this list. I'm like, I'm gonna play it, and I was like, I remember that song. Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
funny. What's your name? Is it Mary or Sue?
Yeah,
what's your name?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some other ones. Peggy Sue got married. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, popular name. Real quick. Oh, favorites. I usually ask my guests for five favorites. So, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color?
Green?
The absence of color, black.
Black.
I can see in
Plain
the shirt.
shirt.
Yeah.
Nice. Your favorite getaway spot?
Used to be the lake.
Used to be, right? Mm-hmm. What's happening to that house now?
Nothing. It's just sitting there. We have so
You
much
guys-
repair work we
Oh,
have
really?
to do on it now just because it's been sitting by itself
So,
doing
for years.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
But I really miss it. I still
bet.
miss it.
Make sure there's no squatters in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other
no
than a
kidding.
bear, maybe.
Favorite restaurant?
Favorite
Besides
restaurant.
Shoney's? You got to have one.
Longhorn.
Longhorn.
I love
steakhouse.
steaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Oh, Steel Magnolias.
Really?
Yeah. It's an old movie, but I love it. It still makes me cry every time I watch it.
That's funny. And your favorite poison to drink? Beer, wine? What is it?
Rum.
Rum. What do you mix it with? Ice?
Pineapple juice.
Oh, that's what you were drinking at Mikey's.
Yeah.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Oh, were you sore that day?
Coconut
were you
rum.
sore after that day?
No, I wasn't, Mario.
So, real quick story. I accidentally spilled my beer.
No, you dropped your beer. You didn't.
My,
spill it.
so I happened to be sitting in this giant chair that Dan owned, and I had to jump on it. My feet were literally
He was dangling his feet.
So I had to jump off this chair. I had my cup and my beer sitting next to me. They went flying off. They hit the ground. Psh, beer squirted everywhere. I've never seen these girls move so fast. Sue, Ro,
Yeah,
yeah, Sue, Natalia, Ro. I mean, everybody just got up. They were all standing behind me that quick. I was like, it was just a beer. Man, they just did not want to get wet that day. And it was a hot day. Anyway, I thought that was funny. So I was like, ooh, I said, these girls are going to be so sore in the morning because I know they haven't moved that fast in a long time.
Whatever.
That's what we said about you in New York.
What's that? Oh, wait. Yeah, when I would. That's right. That's funny. All right. Well, I guess we'll end it on that note. Sue, again, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it. When you get time, you can watch some of the other episodes. You can subscribe. You can like.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, I appreciate it if you would.
I think I have watched a couple of them.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Until next time, adios.